Hey trackies, welcome back to another video. Please remember to smash that subscribe button, hit the like button as well. That's how the video gets to the YouTube algorithm. Share the video if you care, and I hope y'all care. So share, and yes, please, in the comments, sound off. That one, yeah, are gonna be special. This one is gonna be spicy. This is what we live for in sports. Really, really strong competition, and we just sit down here and enjoy the action. And yeah, so sound off. I don't care who you're repping, sound off and let me know how you think this race is gonna go. I think it's gonna be absolutely spicy. Men's 100 meters, London Diamond League, the 19th of July. That's it there. That's it there. So trackies, let's jump into this lineup because honestly, I was talking about Eugene and the Prefontaine Classic and the lineups there, and they had really strong lineups. But look here, London say that men's 100 meters, all you could do, this is what I can do over here, right? So I definitely think that this is the strongest men's 100 meter lineup that we've seen so far for the year. I think that a lot of these guys could potentially make it into the finals for the 100 meters and potentially also be on the podium as well. So this is a really, really strong men's 100 meters. Usually I don't really try to peep it before, doing a reaction to it. But look here, me go over there, go Snoop. I went over there and Snooped, and I really like what I'm seeing. And I think this is going to be really, really good, especially from a competitive perspective. Eugene, okay, Kishane, he's the world leader. Clear favorite in my opinion. Did his thing, won the race. Easy peasy, no challengers. Didn't think he would have any challengers, didn't have any challengers. This one is going to be a little different because in this lineup, we have a bunch of guys, trackies, that are pretty close when we talk about personal best, done, over the years. So if they line up at their best, then this race could go down to the absolute wire. So I'm really, really looking forward to seeing, what will come out of it. A few are missing, few big names clear. The Kishane Thompson isn't here, the world leader not here. We don't see the likes of also, and I didn't mention him last time, Kenny Benerick is also not in the lineup as well, but I still think it's a really, really solid race. And as I said, we could get a lot of potential finalists, in the men's 100 meters just out of this race, right? So let's dive into it. From Great Britain, we have Jeremiah Azu, we have Louis Hinchcliffe and Zornil Hughes. So they're rolling strong. Usually when we see, the men's 100 meters from a USA perspective, they pack their lineup. Prefontaine Classic, you see a lot of US athletes. Great Britain is like, we can do that too. We have the quality. I'm excited for them. Definitely excited to see them, do this well. Actually, now I'm thinking about it. I'm kind of sad-eyeing their, 4x1, crazy hard. But anyway, I'll save that 4x1 for a different, conversation, right? So that's who is here for Great Britain. Then we have for Jamaica, we have Akeem Blake and we have Oblique Seville. From USA, we have Noah Lyles, the Olympic champion, world champion, right? And also we have Akani Simbini from South Africa, and we have Letsilete Boho from Botswana. So yeah, really, really strong lineup. As I said, these guys, a number of them, in my opinion, are making it to the men's 100 meter finals. We're talking about Akeem Blake. We're talking about, Zornil Hughes, Noah Lyles, Oblique Seville, Akani Simbine, Letsilete Boho. All these athletes have the potential to make it to the finals. You know what I mean? So really, really strong lineup here. And yeah, I definitely think it's going to be highly, highly competitive. Let's start with Noah Lyles, right? Now, he's the only person that hasn't opened this season over the 100 meters so far this year. However, if that 200 meter performance that he did, last weekend against a Letsilete Boho, where he took the race running 19.88 seconds, trackies, is anything to go by? Noah Lyles is going to be ready. He's going to be ready at his absolute best. I don't think he's going to be at his absolute best, but I definitely think he's going to be ready to put up a challenge in this race. I was watching how he came off the bend in that 200 meters, and it wasn't, the strongest Noah Lyles bend I've seen, from a, turnover perspective. Let's put it that way, right? And how close Letsilete Boho was to him as well in the race, to me, kind of highlighted as well that it wasn't, the typical Noah Lyles that you would expect, going around the bend. But that being said, I still think, he's very much a challenger in this race. I'm thinking that he can actually come out and give us a 9.8 high. And thinking about this London track, that it is a great track. And if the conditions are great as well, it could be potentially faster. But for now, I'm kind of limiting my expectations to like a 9.8 high from him right now. Let's look at the other athletes that I believe will feature or figure when it comes to this men's 100 meters. Well, the fastest man in the field, Oblique Seville. I'm expecting him to win this, hands down, no questions asked. But why am I expecting him to win this? He ran a 9.83 seconds so far this season, done at our national senior championships. He was second in eventual second place behind a Kishane Thompson, who won the world leader 9.75 seconds. Right now, he did, have his struggles at the national senior championships, both physically and mentally. And I've been talking about his mental struggles over the years. And many of you, attacked me and said, oh, nothing don't go so. It's always just an injury. But I'm like, those injuries are taking a toll on him mentally. And we saw it literally burst. It kind of just overflowed, at the national championships, where it seems as though he felt something and that just made him, panic. And, coming out of that, a lot of persons said for him to, readjust, recalibrate himself and be able to navigate that men's 100 meters run back and finish second, he has no, gotten the monkey off his back, and I'm in agreement with that. I'm expecting that now he's going to be able to run a bit more, free, now that he understands that, in my opinion, because I'm thinking that maybe he doesn't realize how good he is sometimes, you know what I mean? Because I'm sitting down and I'm like, dude, you can go 9.6, you know what I mean? But anyway, right, I'm hoping that now he can just, run with his body and run free and, just execute a great race, right? So that's what I'm really looking forward to him from. Yes, I am also keeping in mind that it wasn't just mental, it was also physical at the national senior championships. But I'm thinking that, hey, if Glenn Mills is going to put him in this type of lineup, first Diamond League ever, I'm thinking, is this his first Diamond League ever? I'm thinking it's his first Diamond League 100 meters ever. And he puts him in this lineup, then he has to be ready. He has to be ready. I don't think he's going to risk, having Oblique Seville come out here, if he's not, fully healthy after what happened at the national senior championships, to have him race in this type of field. I mean, there's enough time, between now and the world championships for him to, get a bit more healthy before he starts racing again, right? So if he's here, he's ready, he's winning. That's my opinion. Now, from a time perspective, as I said, I've been, over the years touting him as a 9.6 man. He hasn't put it together yet. At the national, championships going in, I was like, hey, this man can challenge Kishane. I do still believe that he can challenge Kishane, over that 100 meters. And I think he can put together that race today. Or not today, over the weekend coming up. I think he can put together that race and he can get a 9.7. I'm definitely thinking that this is Oblique Seville's 9.7 race. Let's see how it goes. I know also track is that the athletes have been, coming down from the high from the national senior championships as well. So we may not see, the times being as fast as they were at the national senior championships. I'm keeping that in mind as well. But I'm saying, hey, great conditions, great track, great competition. It's time to deliver. You know what I mean? So, and we all know that, Oblique Seville is famous for kicking away Noah Lyles' foot. He's mentally ready, as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to, taking care of the job, especially in these, circuit races, right? He may struggle a bit when he gets to the championships, but, circuit racing, he's ready to take down everybody else and prove that he's that good. So, yeah, he's doing whatever it takes to win. And if that's 9.7, if that's 9.8, if that's 9.9, that's what's going to win, right? But I'm thinking that we probably get a personal best out of him here. The other athletes in the race, okay, Akani Simbine for me, he was the world leader for a minute, right? He also defeated Kishane Thompson, right, earlier on when Kishane did open his season as well. I definitely think he features. So far, he's done a 9.90 seconds this season. I believe he's on target to breaking his personal best, which is a 9.82. I believe we get a really fast performance out of him here. Now, it's interesting if that, puts him ahead of a Noah Lyles. Based on what I've seen so far, I'm actually giving him the edge over Noah Lyles. This is Noah's first race. Don't get me wrong, right? This is his first race. So I don't want to underestimate, the other athletes that have been putting in the work so far this season, on the circuit at least, and, being consistent, and think that Noah Lyles is just going to walk in and just, take them out. And he's, capable of doing that. Not saying that Noah Lyles isn't great, but I'm definitely thinking that Akani, has something to say in this race. And I'm looking for him in this men's 100 meters. So I'm going to nudge him, higher than Noah, which puts Noah at this point, at least in my predictions, third. So, at this point. Now, let's jump over to Akeem Blake. I think Akeem Blake features in this race as well. 9.88 seconds, at the National Senior Championships to equal his personal best. Pretty competent performance, you would say, at the Prefontaine Classic. Nothing too crazy. As I said, athletes coming down off that high, not really running as fast as you're typically expecting them to do. So, given the fact that, I've been watching, a few of these athletes performing, a bit better than him more consistently over the season as well, I'm thinking I'm going to be stacking him behind them. So, I'm going to be putting Akeem Blake, behind the three I mentioned so far. So that puts him in fourth. Then I'm thinking about, Zarnell Hughes, and I liked what I saw. At the Prefontaine Classic from him. So which means that I'm gonna put him, ahead of Akeem Blake. So that pushes Akeem Blake down to fifth, puts Zarnell Hughes into fourth. Right? Let's see later Boho. This one is gonna be interesting. Do I put Let's See Little Boho? Didn't like what I saw in his final 50. Let's just say that. I liked how he came out of the blocks, and I thought he would have overhauled, Noah Lyles. And I see a lot of people online saying that, oh, Let's See It was super, super easy. Some people just run like that. Some people just run and they look like they're, running easy while they're giving their 100%. You know what I mean? So, didn't really like his last 50 in that race because I thought he would have won and could have won. You know what I mean? But that didn't happen in the 200 meters. I'm still thinking that he can, be a factor in this men's 100 meters. Not top three. I don't think he challenges top three, but I definitely think he finds himself someplace between where Zarnell is and also Akeem Blake. So whether that is, slotted in front of Akeem Blake or behind Akeem Blake, I think he may. Oh, Akeem. Oh my God. Akeem is probably just going to, always think I'm underestimating him in these races. But all right, this is what I'm gonna say. Akeem Blake, and then I'm gonna say a Let's See Little Boho. Let's put it that way. But it could be Let's See Little Boho and then Akeem Blake, right? And then Louis Hinchcliffe will be there and Jeremiah Azu. I think he'll be in that order. So my order, right? Let's get my thoughts together. So based on what my expectations are in this race, Oblique Seville takes the win. Then we have for second Akani Simbine, third Noah Lyles, fourth Zarnell Hughes, fifth is between Akeem Blake and Let's See Little Boho. I'm kind of edging towards Let's See Little Boho, in this race, but let's hope that Akeem chumps him, from a biased Jamaican perspective, right? So those are the top six, and then you have, as I said, Louis Hinchcliffe and Jeremiah Azu, seventh and eighth, right? That's my thoughts, or those are my thoughts for this men's 100 meters. I definitely think it's going to be very, close as well. Well, if Oblique Civil runs up, 9-7 personal base, it may not be as close, you know what I mean? But I do think we're going to get strong competition, here. And I'm absolutely looking forward to it. I'm absolutely looking to see what Akani, is coming with after, dominating for the early part of the season. What does he have now that we're, drawing closer to the World Championships? Absolutely looking out for Noah Lyles. As I said, that 200 meters kind of just highlighted to me and the rest of the world, I think, should take notice of the fact that, he is a championship performer and he will be coming out to give off his best, you know what I mean? And that's what he showed in that 200 meters. And I saw a lot of people cloning him and I'm like, brother, that's the man's first race of the season after coming back from an injury setback. You know what I mean? Why are we looking down on a 19.8 performance? That's crazy to me. But anyway, I'm not looking down on Noah Lyles. I'm thinking that, he features. Let's see. Guys, tell me your thoughts. Like the video, of course, and subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.